relentless champion of Ontario's workers, Minister David Piccini. Minister, I have to say your drive to open the doors for the next generation of trades and talent is unmatched. I want to thank you for inviting me on the tour this morning and being part of today's announcements. Let me start by thanking our hosts here at the Boilermakers Local 128 on Chalmers Street, and the crews at the Carpenters Local 2486 in Azilda, and Ontario Mine Rescue on Cedar Street, who welcomed us earlier today and gave us some of that great northern hospitality that makes these ministers want to keep on coming back and making these great announcements like the ones we're doing right now. I also want to thank some of the great people we've got a chance to meet and we'll be chatting with later, including industry leaders from Agnico, Millwrights Local 1425, Ironworkers Local 786, our innovators and absolute champions over at Norcat, who under the leadership of Don Duval has just been an absolute champion in showcasing and teaching people like me inside of the government everything that mining has to offer when Ontario leads. Sudbury is the epicenter of mining in Ontario and Canada, and I think it's a showcase to the world of what's possible when Ontario leads. We don't have to sacrifice our environmental standards and protections, and we can support industry. I just want to thank everyone for being here, and of course I want to thank every apprentice, instructor, and union rep who's investing their sweat equity into Northern Ontario's future. These people are rolling up their sleeves every day to build a stronger, more resilient Ontario. And Northern Ontario, we've always had the trees, the rocks, we've always had the resources, but today is about showcasing the talent to turn these resources into the economic engine that drives our province forward. Whether that's critical minerals for electric vehicle batteries, clean energy components, or the steel that keeps our bridges standing tall. I got to make that plug for Sault Ste. Marie. The North has what this province and the world needs. By skilling up our workforce today, we're future-proofing paychecks, shoring up supply chains, and ensuring our competitiveness for the next generation of skilled workers. And under Minister Piccini's leadership, we're betting on workers, and that bet is paying off. One certification, one apprenticeship, one family-sustaining job at a time. So to every student in high school wondering what's next, or every mid-career worker ready for a pivot, now is your moment. Reach out to these incredible unions and employers, sign up for these incredible programs, and claim your place in Ontario's growth story. Because our government will always stand shoulder to shoulder with Northern Ontario workers and protect them from the impacts of U.S. tariffs and other existential threats. And to every worker that's here, just want to reinforce that we believe in you, we've got your back, and we're going to keep investing in you, not just to compete, but to lead. Because what we know, when Northern Ontario leads, all of Ontario wins. And with that, I'd like to now welcome to the podium the Mayor of Greater Sudbury, the great Mayor, Paul Lefebvre.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Good day, everyone. And thank you, Mr. Scott, Parliamentary Assistant Scott. As you said, you've been here many times in the past month. Probably 4 times now that we've hosted you here, so I think we're going to try to get you an apartment. We'd love to have you here. Always great announcements. You keep bringing in ministers with you, some checks as well, so we never say no to that, so delighted to have you here again. Minister Piccini, I know you've been to Sudbury many times before as well. Welcome. And to Parliamentary Assistant Sheriff Sabawi, thank you for coming here again. So I also want to acknowledge the International Brotherhood of Boilermakers, Local 128, for hosting us and for the incredible work you do to train and support workers in our community and across the North. I know behind us, I love that we chose this venue because we have this beautiful building being built. I get all these questions, what's going on over there? What's being built? Well, these are investments being made by the province of Ontario, the Boilermakers, and certainly for trades that are key not only to our economy here in Sudbury, but for the province and for the country. So, Minister, as you know, without a doubt, that the strength and talent that exists within Greater Sudbury's workforce is what allows our community and our industries to thrive, grow, and compete globally. Greater Sudbury's mining, service, and supply industry represents more than 300 mining supply and services firms that employ over 14,000 people and generate approximately $4 billion in exports every year. And the backbone of that is obviously their workers. And that's what we're here to talk about today. And that's the talent pool that we have in Sudbury from generations on generations of trades folks that have contributed to the exploration and exportation of the great critical minerals that we have in our community. People don't realize this. That's why I always take the opportunity to showcase the importance of the mining hub that we are in Sudbury. 9 operating mines, another 10 under development within the city itself. We have obviously 2 smelters, a refinery, a concentrator, and we want more processing because that's what we do here. Because again, we have the talent base. We have the expertise right here in our community that is just not for Northern Ontario, just not for Ontario, but for the world to see, and to certainly that we can supply that talent across the world. We're also home to more than 250 manufacturing companies that provide specialized products and services globally. So the strength and the talent that exists within our local workforce, as I said, is what allows these businesses to thrive, grow, and compete. Now, it's that strength that puts Greater Sudbury in a strong position to lead Ontario's critical mineral supply chain and help drive the clean economy of the future. And I'm sure, Minister, you had a roundtable this morning and you heard about the challenges we have certainly to attract folks into the trades. But I know under your leadership and under leadership and Premier Ford as well, you guys are listening. You're up here to listen, and a lot of folks that you've talked to have solutions, have really, practical solutions that can really move the needle to ensure that we have that talent pool to address the needs for our in that industry. But the fact that you've already started to address those, and I know under your leadership, and again under your party's leadership, we are very confident that things are moving forward in the right way, and that we are excited to see what the future holds. Because I can tell you, a number of years ago, we were really concerned that as we know the importance of mining, but we're seeing the talent really changing, right? Getting older and the demographics being a challenge. But now we're seeing a lot of influx of youth coming in, as well as maybe people that are retraining, and offering those opportunities goes a long way just to stabilize our economy, but to contribute to the growing economy of our province. And I know you guys believe in that, and I certainly am very supportive of that as well. Donc, nous savons que notre main-d'œuvre est l'un de nos plus grands atouts. Et grâce à ce soutien du gouvernement de l'Ontario qu'on va annoncer aujourd'hui, nous continuerons de bâtir une économie du Nord plus forte et plus résiliente. So thank you again, Minister, for your continued partnership and for recognizing the potential that exists right here in Greater Sudbury. Donc, merci encore, Monsieur le Ministre, pour votre partenariat continu, pour avoir reconnu le potentiel de notre communauté ici à Greater Sudbury. Puis on a hâte de continuer à travailler avec vous. We are always pleased to have you here and to continue meeting with you and to make sure that we move forward in the right way in the province. And I'm very optimistic at where we're going. So now, with that, it is my pleasure to introduce Parliamentary Assistant to the Minister of Labour, Immigration, Training and Skills Development, Sharif Sabawi. Sharif, thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Mayor Lefebvre, for that kind introduction. It is a privilege to be here alongside Minister Piccini and P.A. Scott. Mayor Lefebvre, the International Brotherhood of Boilermakers, and all the hard-working men and women training and building the future of Ontario's workforce. In a few moments, the Minister will share some exciting news on how our government is continuing to deliver on our promise to protect Ontario workers. The programs we are here to announce and celebrate has made real-life impact on participants across the province and right here in Northern Ontario. It is testament to what we know we can accomplish when government, labor, and employers come together to train the next generation of skilled workers to build our province and to boost our productivity. Our government will continue to do what it takes to protect our workers, and we look forward to working with partners like you to get it done. With that, it is my honor to introduce someone who has been leading this initiative with extraordinary passion and dedication. Please join me welcoming the Honorable David Piccini, Minister of Labour, Immigration, Training and Skills Development.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much to Sharif for that very kind introduction. I'm honored to be here with my colleagues, P.A. Sharif Sabawi and Parliamentary Assistant Chris Scott, who's Parliamentary Assistant to the Minister of Energy and Mines. And as he said, a lot's going on up here in the north. We are at a real inflection point, and Canada and Ontario can and should lead on a global scale, because we already do. And so what we're doing here is doubling down in our greatest strength, and that is, of course, our people of Ontario. Thank you to my friend Sterling Munn, business manager, secretary treasurer, Boilermakers, Local 128, for your hospitality, and to your better half, whom I met, who's here as well. Thank you for always leading and for being such an incredible partner. You know, it was, I think, on one of my first few events, he talked about the vision and what's going on here in Sudbury. And it's all happening right here at the epicenter of mining. No one knows that better than, of course, Sudbury Mayor Paul Lefebvre. Your Worship, Paul, thank you for your leadership, for the work this community are doing. You know, the workers need a place to stay, and I heard they passed a progressive motion waiving development charges for that missing middle. And that's the kind of leadership that we need at a local level, and really a cultural commitment to say yes. And that's what you're doing. So thank you for your leadership. To Dawn from NORCAT, I really enjoyed my time visiting NORCAT, and they do incredible work every day in the mining sector. Scott, president of Millwrights Local 1425, Andre from Agnico Eagle, Corey, business manager, Local 786, Ironworkers, Robbie Kidd, TSC vice president. It's great to be here in Sudbury with all of them. But what does all of this have in common? I mean, we're here amongst an incredible partnership, an incredible team that we have behind us because we're investing in workers. And I want to thank Boilermakers for hosting us for this exciting announcement today. Since 2021, our government, under the leadership of Premier Ford and with the support of incredible labor leaders and employers, has helped connect over 700,000 job seekers with training opportunities to start and grow successful careers through our $2.5 billion Skills Development Fund. But today we're building on the momentum of the last 4 years. We're ensuring that workers and job seekers across the province have better training for better jobs with bigger paychecks. And we need that now more than ever before, because we've got a challenge. And we're at a critical point in our province's history, in our country's history. President Trump's tariffs are a direct attack on our country, on our province, and on our workers. They're impacting some of our most vital industries, while hurting our industries, our jobs, and our communities. And this is an unprecedented time that requires an incredibly collaborative approach, one between government, labor unions, employers, all coming together to meet the moment with leadership and with resolve. And to do that, we need to nation build. We need to come together to advance our nation building initiatives to protect Ontario and Canada. And if there is a silver lining to any of this, it's that we've never seen this sort of pride in our flag, in nation building as we do today. I'm from arguably our energy capital. As Jonathan often reminds me, our friends at the Boilermakers are critical to this in my own community. But we have an opportunity to be an energy superpower and to lead on a global scale, not just energy, but mining. And we need to lead the G7 through partnerships, cutting red tape, and investing in a world-class workforce. This means building our Made in Canada supply chain and unlocking the economic potential of our critical minerals. Now is the time to do it. We can't wait. We've got to stand tall. I know we're known for apologizing, but now's not the time. We've got to stand tall and lead on a global scale. And under Premier Ford, we have an ambitious $200 billion plan to build up our province, to build up our nation. And this plan requires a strong, highly skilled workforce to build the energy infrastructure, the pipelines, the highways, the roads, the bridges, the tunnels, and the manufacturing plants we need to realize this vision. And it's based on a strategy, and that's a strategy to go head on and tackle our declining productivity. And that starts with initiatives like our Skills Development Fund. We're building a world-class workforce that will withstand any economic challenge that comes our way. And the foundation of this is the relationships we have with our training delivery leaders, like the ones in this room, and the workers that they support who are behind us. And today I'm excited to announce that we're investing over $13 million through the Skills Development Fund right here in Sudbury and across the region. This funding's going to help train over 1,000 workers and job seekers for good paying jobs in boiler making, welding, mining, and more, to help build the infrastructure needed to deliver that training for years to come. And what better place to make this announcement than right here on the land where Boilermakers Local 128 will build their brand new training hall. I mean, just look at it behind us. Thanks to the support of our Skills Development Fund Capital Stream. On top of that, we're backing training projects in the north led by Agnico Mines. UBC Millwrights Local 1425, Ironworkers Local 786, and of course NORCAT. Whether it's boiler making, mining, ironworking, these are the industries that build Northern Ontario, and they're the ones that will drive its future. And we're making sure that workers here at home have the skills, the training, and the opportunities to lead that charge with bigger paychecks and better jobs. We're breaking down stigma, saying there is a third opportunity, and that exists in apprenticeships. It's the lightest luggage you're ever going to carry. It's luggage that no one can take from you. And you could travel Canada around and work in your craft. It's a career for life. And I look forward to all that the incredible participants will contribute to our province's future as we continue to unlock the economic potential of Northern Ontario. In conclusion, we must continue to face the challenges coming at us head on. But as public policy makers, we can't just sit there. We got to back leaders like behind us. And I love the Skills Development Fund because it's employer-driven, working with labor and union leaders, connecting people for jobs, getting them on an apprenticeship pathway, not compromising health and safety. And we heard from Workplace Safety North, our incredible mine rescue workers earlier today, that we can lead it all. We can lead it on apprenticeship training. We can lead it when it comes to safety, because a productive workforce is a safe workforce. Ontario workers are our past, they are our present, and they are our future. And our economy, our communities, and our province cannot succeed if government doesn't step up and meet this moment, and that's what we're doing with our Skills Development Fund. Premier Ford and our government will stop at nothing to protect our workers. So together with labor partners, employers, we're doing what it takes to make sure our workers have the skills they need through better training for better jobs with bigger paychecks. Thank you to workers, labor leaders for meeting us as we work together to propel Ontario forward. I'm excited to stand shoulder to shoulder with you to protect our economy, protect our workers, and unleash the might that is Ontario. Thank you so much for having me, and it's now my pleasure to introduce Sterling Munn, Business Manager and Secretary Treasurer, Boilermakers Local 128. Sterling.
Good day to all. Thank you for everybody coming out today. Thank you to Parliamentary Assistant Sabway, Parliamentary Assistant Scott, Mayor Lefebvre, and Minister Piccini. And apparently after that, a thank you to my better half Wendy as well for being here today. Thank you very much. So welcome everybody to the soon-to-be new training center and hall of Boilermakers Local 128 right here in Sudbury. You bet. Absolutely. But this is much more than a new building. The construction you see behind us is evidence of the demand for Boilermakers through Northern Ontario and a remainder of the province. This is a new training center, also serves as evidence of the strong commitment that the Ontario government under Doug Ford's leadership has to strengthen the province's ability to train and grow a strong and resilient workforce of men and women who will build and maintain a vitally important industrial energy sectors. Minister Piccini's SDF funding announcement today demonstrates alignment of perspectives and a shared goal to see Ontario prosper and meet growing demand for energy and critical minerals. There will always be challenges that accompany prosperity and growth, such as reducing bureaucratic barriers that unnecessarily delay projects or ensuring we have sufficient numbers of trained and highly skilled Boilermakers to complete the new builds, while at the same time having necessary workforce to maintain our existing industrial facilities. The new Local 128 facility goes far at the same time having necessary workforce to maintain our existing industrial facilities. The new Local 128 facility goes far beyond satisfying our growing requirements for training. This is an investment within the community to serve the community and surrounding area, providing rewarding careers to individuals who live in the North, who work in the North, who raise families in the North. This is an investment in those who are interested in a challenging career that provides an opportunity to raise a family, an opportunity to buy a home, and the opportunity to retire with a good pension. We've been experiencing busy times in Ontario, but with recent developments south of the border, these demands have increased exponentially as we look at development funding. It's now my pleasure to welcome to the podium weld instructor for Sudbury area, Nicole Lavoie.
Thank you, Sterling. Thank you, Sterling. I could not agree more on how valuable this will be for both Boilermakers and the northern community. I've had the privilege of being the weld instructor for the past 3 years, and during that time, the shop has never been busier. I've not only worked closely with our members, but also built strong connections within the wider community, whether through the Ontario funding programs, such as the 8-week UTIP program, or partnerships with local schools. Each year I've been in this position, we've welcomed co-op students into the shop, and the demand continues to grow. Unfortunately, our current facility simply doesn't have the space or number of welding booths needed to accommodate everybody, which means I've had to turn many eager students away. The new facility will help us expand our capacity to allow us to take in more co-op students and others, making it a benefit for everyone involved. The students will gain hands-on experience and a better understanding of the trade, while giving me the opportunity to identify and mentor potential future Boilermakers within our community. I feel blessed to be a part of it all, and so I'd like to thank those who are making this possible and to those who are here in support. Thank you. It's now my pleasure to welcome to the podium TESC VP Operations, Robbie Kidd.
Thank you, Nicole, for the kind introduction, and thank you all for the opportunity to share a few words on behalf of TESC Contracting. TESC is a proud local firm, yet these opportunities are too often overlooked by today's youth. This modern instructional facility, which doubles the training capacity of its predecessor, provides the Boilermakers with a powerful platform to recruit and develop emerging talent. It will not only help replenish an aging workforce, but also expand membership to meet the growing demands of our industry. TESC became signatory with the Boilermakers in 1978, and over the years we've fostered and strengthened that relationship into a lasting permanent partnership, one that will continue to thrive well beyond the completion of this project. This facility will stand as a testament to the shared commitment of all key project partners to excellence and innovation in the construction industry. I'd like to invite back to the podium Minister Piccini.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
We will now take questions from the media. Please come up to the microphone, say your name and outlet. The format will be one question, one follow-up. First question.
Hey, Tyler Clark from Sudbury.com. I was wondering what's the timeline for opening? And it was mentioned that it would double student capacity. What does that mean by way of numbers per year or whatever timeline or variable that means?
Well, I'll turn over to the local team just on specifics of doors opening, but what I can say, we've got about 105,000 apprentices in the system today, and too often I hear from youth in a high school that they need more opportunities to pursue an apprenticeship. You heard earlier about the welding backlog. You heard from Nicole, you heard about the challenges we have in saying to that next generation, yes, you've got that career. And so to do that, you got to unlock the training spaces. And you heard from Robbie, I mean, incredible what TESC is doing. And I mean, signatures in the 70s, working so closely as an employer lead in really connecting the training to employers and what those employers need. So that's why we're embarking on this commitment, a $2.5 billion commitment to unlock training capacity. This is going to significantly increase our capacity.
Up across the north. When it comes to training capacity, our specific comment on doubling training means we're doubling our weld booths. We have 8 currently, we'll have 16 in a new facility. But beyond the welding, there's always a really very high demand for welders within the trade. Beyond the welding, we have the ability to continue with extensive training in our new facility year-round. So the numbers, as far as accounting numbers throughout the year, there isn't a total each year. Our capacity has exponentially increased. This is not just a ticky box in multiplying those numbers. We have the ability to expand our training year-round.
And ancillary to today's announcement is the concept of opening up the economy. I know Bill 5 has been part of that. As promoted by the province, there's a meeting next week with Indigenous shareholders in Sudbury, I think on August 14 or 15. The location hasn't been made public. It's not a public meeting, unlike previous meetings in Toronto. I was wondering why the secrecy on that meeting, and why isn't that being made public?
Well, I think when you want to sit down, I mean, Well, I think when you want to sit down, I mean, the Premier wants to be responsive and sit down with Indigenous leaders. We have a commitment to continuing robust and meaningful consultation. I do think, and I think we could all admit, that if everybody's at the table, that takes away from some of the unique dialogues. So we've had a commitment to meet with different groups at different times, to sit down. It's been an ongoing open dialogue, to have robust, meaningful consultation. And that's what you've got to do, is really get in a room and hash it out, because the alternative is too grave. For us to miss this opportunity, I mean, look at these workers behind us. Do we want an opportunity for them? It's an opportunity for more important that the Premier has the ability to engage in targeted discussions with Indigenous leaders in a smaller group setting so that they can be heard.
That concludes today's press conference. Thank you very much.